What you're telling me now is that you cheated because your wife denied you of sex, right?
Yes, and for emphasis, I started dating someone else because my wife distanced herself from having sex with me. A lot of people do not know that sex is tied to a lot of commitments in relationship. When the romance is gone, a lot is gone.
Oh, God.
You don't care no more, and you are together just raising kids and
You're right. You're right about that.
sharing responsibilities, more like living with a stranger. I'm about to tell you something that might be useful to every wife and girlfriend out there. I know a lot of people will judge me and wish they know me so they can come for me, but that's why I love your platform. This does not concern any wife or girlfriend who is not using sex as a tool against their husband.
Oh, okay.
I am a victim of that, and I can tell you, if any woman is fond of doing this, this is for you. And also, if you're a man that has to beg your partner for sex almost every time, then you are the one I'm about to talk to. I cheated on my wife, and contrary to my expectation, I loved it.
Really?
In fact, I love it so much that now I have a side cheek and I am having the best time of my life. Sincerely, I used to judge men who do that, but after my experience, I realized I had been missing and was wasting away. Now I don't care how my wife feels any longer because she really pushed me away. And it's like the more I get to be nice to her, the more she despised me. Now I am beyond caring. She can do whatever she likes, but I have decided never to stop having a side piece. It's fun. You should try it.
That doesn't sound responsible to me, though, in my own opinion.
You think I care what you think or what anyone think? I was pushed into doing this, and now I am grateful she pushed me.
Really?
I don't think I want to go back to being a responsible man the way you people say it.
Oh, wow.
So many men need to know this and know peace. I might sound harsh, but the moment your wife start playing games with you with sex, don't wait. Get yourself another girl and another girl and another girl. But make sure you have your mind made up because it may end in divorce. And I tell you, my friend, either you have another girl or not. If it's going to end in divorce, it will. And why not have fun on the way there? Don't concern yourself also about who's at fault, because either you're at fault or not. Half of your stuff is gone already to her. Don't be enslaved on top of that.
Slow down, please, okay? What really happened?
Well, it's a long story, but we'll try to summarize. It started last year when my wife stopped giving me head. I wondered what happened because she loved doing that. Even when we are driving in my car that is tinted, it used to be her fantasy. She stopped, and even when I asked her, she refused, so I felt maybe that phase was gone until she started slowing down with sex.
If this was a fantasy truly, then what was our reason for stopping that?
She didn't say, she just stopped, and when I requested, she simply shakes her head and start talking about something else. I noticed she didn't like it no more, and I didn't press further. Then the sex started slowing down. We used to have sex like 4 times a week before, but slowly it reduced to 3, then 2, then once a week, then once every other week.
How did that start? Did she stop suddenly, or you stopped, or you stopped making the move?
Normally we cuddle and then start the touching things, but I noticed she doesn't want to cuddle anymore and try to go to bed early, claiming she was tired, have headache, and when I try to pull her to myself, at first, she would be reluctant but yield. But slowly, she simply stiff her body and won't move closer. I tried moving closer, but she would be fast asleep or be irritated, so I felt she was not in the mood until it became consistent. I realized eventually that I don't have any guarantee of having sex any day. We only have sex back then when she wanted, and sometimes when she feels it's gone too long. Sometimes 3 weeks to 1 month.
Oh my God. So when all this started, what was the general mood in the house?
I feel a cold distance. We still talk, but the invincible fence was slowly erected. She tended to be semi-official with me and started keeping to herself even more. When I come back late, she doesn't care any longer. I was beginning to be too much, too loud, and not funny. Bro, it was very humiliating and frustrating. And when I see her with her friends, she's this vibrant, loving, and a warm human. But with me, things were totally the opposite.
But to me, this sounds like emotional disconnection to me, though. It's my opinion, because people go through this a lot, and I dare say when they do that, they are either not interested in you any longer or seeing someone. And somebody also mentioned to me before that that's like the honeymoon phase is over.
I do not dispute any of what you just said, and I can tell you it's one of those 3. If it was emotional disconnection or loss of the honeymoon phase, I feel we can talk about it because I am an outgoing and friendly person in my eyes, and we used to discuss anything. I feel let down because rather than have a serious discussion, I see her shy away whenever I bring it up, so after a while, I dropped it.
About the sex, I think that comes naturally to most women, because women go through a lot of hormonal changes, and she might be going through something like that.
So I thought. Things like hormonal changes, stress and fatigue, body image issues, communication issues, routine and predictability, parenting, childcare, and emotional disconnection. I figured you will mention those things, but I can tell you I researched everything that could have gone wrong because my wife slowly changed to the extent that we only have sex once in 2 months.
Oh, God.
And when we do, you could see she was just fulfilling a role. She acted like she was doing me a favor. Bro, I was pained.
So what did you figure was the problem? Was he cheating on you?
Sincerely, I don't think so. What I figured was that there was acute emotional disconnection. She doesn't like me intimately again. She viewed me like a friend, a roommate. It seems she lost interest in anything romance, and it got to a point when I mentioned it, you could see her trying very hard not to be mad. She feels insulted. She changed, and I did all I could to make her see what she was doing to me, even though she understood and tried, but it seemed she'd lost it.
Oh, God.
You know that friend you're not comfortable talking about sex with? Yes, that's what I became with her.
But to me, that sounds like a low libido on her own part. Like she's experiencing what I think is low libido.
I disagree because if it was low libido, that's where communication comes in. She would have communicated that to me, and I also make effort to find a solution. We can talk about every topic under the heart, but the moment it gets to romance, she loses interest. The imagination I had was that she wasn't cheating on me yet, attracted to someone else. And I think she started doing it eventually with someone else.
Right.
Because the woman I know, she can't go that long without it.
Do you guys have kids?
Bro, we have 3 kids, and the youngest is 6. But don't tell me it's because of them. Because even after the last one, she was still actively romantic with me. She is not even comfortable dressing in my presence.
Really?
So she dresses in the bathroom, or when I leave the bedroom, for her casually.
God, shit.
At first I sensed she was having an affair, but dismissed that. She is not interested in me any longer sexually. Now I see why marriages break. It is majorly emotional disconnection. She makes me feel unworthy, and now she complains I love sex too much.
Oh, damn. Okay, now I need to ask you one question. Can not having sex break a union, truly?
When sex leaves a relationship, it is already broken, my brother.
Shit.
You automatically become roommates. And the possibility is high that one of you is already interested in someone out there.
Okay.
The deceits, lies, and frustration sets in, and eventually you figure the best thing is to go separate ways. Imagine sleeping on the same bed, and you have arousal, and the woman beside you is extremely uninterested in you.
Oh, God.
I mentioned this to a few of my friends, only to find out a lot of them are going through what I am going through. But I am different. I won't allow myself to be tolerated by anyone. I'll rather be with whom I am appreciated. A lot of men are suffering in silence because they don't want to look bad. Let me tell you, you have one life to live, and don't allow any selfish woman out there dictate how you live it.
Okay.
You guys should make sure you are living responsibly and not under the bondage of any woman.
You're right, but I thought they say that the more you stay with each other, the more you want to be with each other.
Whoever say that is less than 5 years in a marriage.
Ha
A lot of these women lose interest after a while.
Oh,
and
God.
excuses set in. They just simply want someone else, and I really can't blame them. It's human nature. You get tired of the same thing, same routine, and same face after a while. I wonder why they can't make marriage last between 2 to 5 years and give everyone the ability to either renew or walk away. That way it won't be this annoying and deceiving.
I stand to disagree with you with that your point, because marriages are not annoying and deceiving if we have to be factual about it.
Yes, they are. How many married men can swear they haven't had sex outside their marriages? And how many women can raise the Holy Bible and sincerely swear, since they got married, it's been only their man? It's easy for people to say they've never been with any man, but I wish we can see everyone's consciences. Even the few fractions that haven't slept with another man. If you check, the circumstances surrounding them might be too daring to try. But given everyone's free will, women will be having sex with almost every cute boys they see. And although they say men are not loyal, brother, I can tell you, a man will never turn his wife down, even if he has a girl out there. But the moment these women begin to like an outsider, they turn cold to their man or begin to give excuses.
So what are you trying to say in essence?
What I am saying is, if a man has a side cheek, for instance, he wouldn't turn down his wife all the time if she wants sex.
True.
But no matter how much you do for these women, how many things you sacrificed and the hoops you went through, you suddenly become unattractive to them once they are attracted to someone else out there. I think women are the most ungrateful thing God created. So if you dig deep, when your girl is losing interest in you, it's most likely she is gaining interest with another man.
Oh, okay.
And if they suddenly change after a while, she must have been disappointed by the one she fell in love with and wants to come back. That's why for a while they lose interest but wants to keep their home because of the kids And when they are done out there, they return if the man out there loses interest. Mind you, when they come back, they think you didn't notice.
If this is true, according to you, that means they feel exactly the way men feel.
Now you're getting the point. A lot of men cheat. In fact, over 90% cheat.
Yeah, I
but
know
they still
that.
perform their duties as a lover, a protector, and friend at home.
Sure.
At a point, I didn't mind if she's sleeping with someone out there, but at least make me feel wanted. After all, she's human. I have heard married couples involved in threesome before at the
Yes.
suggestion of either party, and yet they last longer together than these deceitful women
Some
out there.
some
If
of
she
them
wanted
do.
someone else, I was
Yeah.
so gullible. All I wanted was my wife to be happy and make me feel loved and wanted too.
Oh my God.
But hell no. She was so distant, cold, and unnecessary official with me that I knew she might even want the whole thing ended eventually. Sometimes the body wants variety, and I was willing to allow her if she was just warm towards me, for instance.
Oh God. That's not what the religion say though.
I agree totally, and I am a religious person. But if the body begin to reject its partner, even the owner of the body have no choice.
You're right.
If, for instance, you don't have an erection again because she's the same person you have every other night, what makes you think she is not dry because you are always the same person too?
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
And in that situation, do you suggest absolute disconnection or find a remedy?
That doesn't make sense. You have to find a remedy about that.
People are finding remedies out there and keeping each other happy. Why make someone who's been there for you so long start thinking he is a pig because you suddenly lost interest? Where's the compassion in that?
So, what's your point?
My point is, the same way you eventually get bored with the same woman is the way they get bored of your ass. I see people introduce open marriages, non-exclusive relationships, and friends with benefits. Do you think those people are dumb? Have you noticed that relationship with both people living separately tend to last longer than seeing each other every day?
You're right. You're right about that. I have observed that too.
Not all women are whores. They are just tired of the same banana every night, but modesty will never allow them agree to my opinion. And rather than remain warm and friendly, they get mad at the slightest thing, which might lead to something big. And suddenly, it's your fault and they want divorce, knowing half of the stuff goes with them.
Back to your story. So you cheated, right?
Don't put it like that. I was pushed to cheat, and although that sounds lame, people get pushed to do stuffs. But before then, I noticed her interest was going down, as I said earlier, starting from giving head. She doesn't want me anymore, and as I said, I tried my best. I researched everything, and when I tried to know how she feels, the look on her face was so irritating I dropped the subject.
That's not good.
She was disconnected, and I was
Oh.
miserable for a long time. We didn't have sex for over 3 months, and I observed my wife was so radiant, and when I asked her if she remembered the last time we made love, she said like 3 weeks ago. That was when I knew I was just being stupid. Either she's having it with someone else, or she clearly don't care. And clearly she didn't care whatever I was going through, so I knew I was on my own.
So how did you meet the new girl?
You know they say women don't like women. The new girl is one of her friends. They are not close friends, but they talk occasionally.
As in our friend?
I knew she might like me, and when I asked her for an idea about anniversary cake prices, because she's into that, and she responded, I tested the waters and it was warm. The rest was history. She had been with no man for a long time. She used to be like those feminists who say they don't need a man, but have found out it was a lie sold to her, but by then, no one wants her.
Oh, damn.
She had been living a quiet but miserable life. She said she wished she can have her own man, even if it's a secret. She wanted to be loved.
Damn.
She wanted a night she can just be held, watch her man sleep and care for one. She was so scared that might never happen until I came along.
Oh
She was
my
so
God.
grateful I saw her, and the only thing on my mind was that, while one was in need of a man, another was busy pushing hers away. Life. So after convincing her about my wife's disconnection, she knew how it must be going and went on a secret date with me. The rest was history. You can call her any name you want, but you need to be in her shoes to know what loneliness really feel like.
To me, though, that's low. You could have looked for a total stranger or someone who doesn't even know your wife.
I thought about that, but chose the one I was comfortable with. And come to think of it, why is it that men consider who they cheat with, and women don't even care about men's emotions when they cheat? They simply move on. After begging my wife several times for sex and she turned me down, how do you expect me to consider her when it was time to make my decision? I really don't care if she knows or not. There's nothing new under the sun. The side cheek doesn't care too. The question is, what's the worst that can happen?
If I can understand you clearly here, what you're telling me now is that you cheated because your wife denied you of sex, right?
Yes, and for emphasis, I started dating someone else because my wife distanced herself from having sex with me. A lot of people do not know that sex is tied to a lot of commitments in relationship. When the romance is gone, a lot is gone.
Oh God.
You don't care no more, and you are together just raising kids and sharing
You're right. You're right about that.
responsibilities.
Hmm.
More like living with a stranger. I don't mind, and I don't think I can ever ask her for sex any longer. And even if she wants, she can go get it somewhere else. I'm okay. As
Do you know this might break your home?
I said earlier, I really don't care. I feel the day she started using sex to control the narratives, she doesn't care either. This is why I mentioned that there should be expiration dates on wedding certificates. If you guys feel like renewing, go ahead and do that. But if you don't, no bad blood, move on in life.
That makes sense to me a little bit, but a lot of people would disagree with you.
Let me tell you, a lot of men are going through hell in the marriages. They are not appreciated, not regarded, and are sex starved. I have discussed with over 20 men, and the story is similar. Why live a life of deceit? It is an open secret. This is one of the major reasons men are dying way earlier than women. Not to even mention some of the causes of prostate cancer. And you expect us to keep living the lies? Come on, man. I will continue to speak on this until men wake up and chose themselves over these ingrates.
What if any man does this to your daughter? How will you feel? I need you to be sincere with me on that.
In fact, I will warn my daughter not to make any man's life miserable. If she's no longer interested in her man and thinks communication cannot solve it, move on with your life, and I will equally tell her man, the day she starts playing games with sex, find someone else. We need to start making truth a lifestyle, not sentiments.
So, how do you feel with your side chick right now? Like, are you happy or do you live with regret? Or how do you feel? I want to know.
I look forward to seeing her every time, and she is like a dream come true.
Really?
She is better than my wife and makes
Oh,
me feel like I
damn.
deserve more. Where my wife tolerate me, this woman appreciate me. While I have to serve myself food, this woman serves me, and you may say if she was that good, how come she is single till I come along? But I need you to know that she must have learned her lesson, and that's why she appreciate what she got now. If married women or women in serious relationship don't learn, they end up in my side cheek's shoes, where they will end up sharing a man and be grateful even in that.
What's your message to the people in relationship right now?
My message to the men out there is, if you are going through a situation where your wife thinks she can control you with sex, go get yourself a side cheek.
Really?
There are lots of them out there who are
Okay.
emotionally starved. You might think your wife is going through emotional or hormonal issues. Meanwhile, she is disconnected from you or busy giving another man out there. You only have one life to live. Make sure you make yourself happy.
True.
People are selfish. They think about themselves first. Make sure you are living your life to the fullest. And to the women out there, always know that emotional connection is very vital. And the moment you think you can't do it no more, present your case. And don't make your man live a miserable life because you no longer feel him the way you used to.
Okay.
Because there are women out there who will always cherish what you are taking for granted. And until you step out before you realize that the men always talking to you, sending you text messages, even though they know you are married or in a committed relationship, only want you in and out of their beds.
At this point, I think I rest my case.